This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Lila Carter.
Awesome. For some reason didn't go live, so I'll try that again. Here we go.
No worries.
Alrighty.
This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Lila Carter.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a leadership development company? One might be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Jeff Hancher with Jeff Hancher Enterprises. Jeff, how's it going?
It is fantastic. So good to be on. I love local Pittsburgh podcast and everything Pittsburgh. So very excited for this one.
Excellent. We're both born and raised in Pittsburgh, if any of our listeners were wondering. We're excited to learn all about you and your business. So tell us about your company.
Yeah, so our company was founded December of 2019 after a nearly 25-year stint in a Fortune 500 company. And I started this company really as a passion project. I grew up here locally in the Pittsburgh area, a product of gross poverty, two very sick parents, never worked a day in my life. Upon graduating high school, I didn't really feel like college was a great next step for me. It just didn't fit into how I was raised. So I joined the military and I become an Army veteran. And I'm going to take this GI Bill and I'm going to get a college degree. And I'm a few weeks away from starting here locally at California University of Pennsylvania. And I get a call from my dad that I've gotten many times, which is mom's being sent home in hospice. This time, though, it was different because this time he was getting a leg amputated while they were sending mom home in hospice. So I put college on the back burner, tried to get mom settled with the nurses and so forth. And during that time, I just wanted to get a seasonal job, a part-time type thing to get me from here to there, help them pay rent, some bills. And so I didn't have a lot of skills. So I was looking for kind of a blue collar job. And I end up getting a job as a service route driver at Cintas Uniform Company in 1996. What I thought was going to be a seasonal job ended up being a 25-year career in that Fortune 500 company. 12 promotions, a lot of success beyond what I thought was possible. And as I look back, it was at the hand of leadership that took this mold of clay and built something beautiful. And that's when I became passionate about leadership. I became a leader in that company, but it wasn't enough. In December of 2019, I decided I'm going to spend the rest of my life equipping leaders to make a difference in other people. And that's been the mission that we've been on.
Wow, that's an amazing story. So how did you initially get into this business?
I started a podcast, a leadership podcast at the prompting of my pastor, actually, in January of 2019. I was at lunch with him and he said, man, you should really do a podcast. You are so gifted. And I had never listened to a podcast. Fun fact. I was just running around, in and out of hotels and airports in my corporate job. And I said yes, because I believe in giving back. And what I thought was going to be a podcast that supported local leaders ended up hitting parts of the earth that I didn't even know existed. And people started messaging me on LinkedIn, asking questions and asking for coaching and asking for workshops. And this led to a very fulfilling season of my life. I was scared to death leaving that corporate job because I still carry a little bit of a poverty mentality, and white knuckled the whole way. I did the funeral test and I said, when I look back and I'm 85 years old, what do I want my story to be? And I want people when I leave this earth, Lila, to be sad that I'm gone and glad that I was here. And so I took the big risk and jumped out on a mission to serve people. And that's what kind of led to that decision happening.
What are some myths or misconceptions in your industry, Jeff?
I think one of the myths is that leaders are naturally born. Now, I do think that there are attributes and gifts that help make leaders better, but leadership is taught. In my opinion, the only prerequisite to leadership is that you have to have a genuine care for people. If you have a genuine care for people, the rest can be learned. And that's what I'm trying to do, is equip leaders that genuinely do care with the tools. It's why I have the workshops. It's why I wrote my most recent book, Firm Feedback in a Fragile World, is because there is a right way to do this. The goal is not to be a boss that people report to. The goal is to be a leader that people don't want to let down. When we can accomplish this, not only is it good for the balance sheet and good for business, but it can literally transform lives like it has mine. That is a myth that leaders are naturally born. They're not. They are taught.
So as you know that marketing is the heart of every business and you're attracting these people that want to be leaders, and you're thinking about who your target market is, who are these people and how do you attract them to the business?
Yeah, I will tell you, marketing is absolutely important. Most of our businesses come by way of referral, which is great because that means it's serving people and people are talking about it, which is amazing. It's kind of tough to market my industry because I can't just put a billboard up and say, come to my workshop, you're going to love it. It has to be more compelling than that. So that has been a little bit of a challenge for us, but we have gotten a lot of traction through referrals. I'm very grateful to announce that our book became a national bestseller, and that has opened up quite a bit of opportunity. People are responding to the book, and I'm happy to represent Pittsburgh as a national bestselling author, and that has certainly helped amplify the messaging. But marketing is absolutely critical. When you know your demographic and you know your quote unquote avatar, you can speak to them and the problems that they have. And that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you had your own podcast before. Is that something that's continuing?
It is. We are well over 300 episodes now. And we've had some amazing guests on the show, national, influences that most people would know. And we bring you a show every Thursday morning, whether you want it or not. So we are committed to a weekly episode in serving leaders all over the world.
Very good. All right. So Jeff, please tell our listeners one thing that should stick with them about Jeff Hancher Enterprises.
I would say the thing that should stick with them is that, leadership transcends business results. This is so big for me. And I speak this, whether it's the keynotes that we do, the workshops that we do, is to get leaders in this mind frame that we are leading people and we're managing businesses. There's a difference in these two mindsets. And I would tell you that is the heartbeat of the culture of Jeff Hancher Enterprises, from myself, clear down to administration and video editing. Everybody on the team carries that heartbeat, is that we are here to serve. Do we want to grow a business and build a brand? Absolutely. But we're here to serve leaders. And that's what I want the world to know.
Jeff, how can our listeners learn more about Jeff Hancher Enterprises?
Well, I'm pretty easy to find. It's Jeff Hancher, like Jolly Rancher, but it's with an H. That is the website link. It's jeffhancher.com. You can find me on all the socials with just typing in my name. The book, certainly you can buy it wherever books are sold, but I would encourage people to go to firmfeedbackbook.com because when you go there and buy it through that website, you get all the bonuses that come through. We also we do all of our open enrollment workshops in Pittsburgh. That's probably going to change in 2026. We got Atlanta earmarked and LA and Tampa. But right now, 70 to 80% of our clientele is flying into Pittsburgh for these workshops. So if you're local and I've become the secret, hopefully the secret is out and you can learn more about those workshops at jeffhancher.com.
Excellent. Well, Jeff, I really appreciate your time today and having you as a guest on the show. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you. And thank you to all the listeners. Hopefully I'll get to meet you in a room soon. And thank you for what you're doing to bring this show to the greater Pittsburgh area. Truly grateful for that.
Thank you, Jeff. It's my pleasure.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnppittsburgh.com. That's gnppittsburgh.com. Or call 412-561-9956.
I'm going to go and stream